This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, students. In the previous classes, I explained the concept of specific energy and critical depth in open channel flow. Since it is an important concept, in today's class also, I revised this concept, specific energy and critical depth. After that, we will discuss the further concept in specific energy and critical depth. In the previous classes, I explained in open channel flow, the specific energy is an important concept. We calculated the specific energy of water flow in open channel by considering the channel bottom as the datum line. So whenever we are calculating the specific energy in open channel, we consider the channel bottom as the datum line. So with respect to the channel bottom as the datum line, the equation for specific energy of water flow in the open channel is given by E is called the specific energy. E is equal to Y plus V square by T. That is the equation of specific energy in open channel flow by considering the channel bottom as the datum line. Already we discussed this specific energy in the previous classes. Please check that equation 3. Everyone note down the equation 3 in the beginning of this specific energy discussion. So this specific energy in open channel flow is calculated by considering the channel bottom as datum line. Then the specific energy is given by E is equal to Y plus V square by 2Z. Y is called depth of water flow. It is also the pressure head. It is also the pressure energy per unit weight of water. V square by 2Z is the kinetic head or the kinetic energy per unit weight of water. Here that V is the velocity of water flow in the open channel. So that is the fundamental equation of the specific energy in open channel. E is equal to Y plus V square by 2Z. But we know that the discharge Q is equal to wetted area into velocity V. So the discharge Q is equal to wetted area into velocity. So the velocity V is equal to Q divided by A. Now in that specific energy equation, substitute the velocity V as Q by A. The specific energy of water flow in the open channel E is equal to Y plus Q square divided by 2Z A square. Please everyone note down that equation. In the open channel water flow, the specific energy E is equal to, in terms of the discharge Q, E is equal to Y plus Q square by 2Z A square. In that equation 3, A is the wetted area of channel section. The wetted area of every channel section is a function of depth of flow Y. The wetted area depending on the depth of flow Y in every channel section. So check that equation 3, we can understand the specific energy of water flow in the open channel is depending on the depth of flow Y. So in this equation 3, on the right hand side, Y is the depth of water flow and A is the wetted area. That wetted area again depending on depth of flow Y. So from this equation 3, we can understand the specific energy of water flow in the open channel depending on this depth of flow Y. Since the specific energy is depending on the depth of flow Y, otherwise the specific energy is a function of depth of flow Y, we can prepare the graphical representation of the specific energy and depth of flow Y by using this equation 3. The equation 3 can be represented in the graphical manner, since this specific energy is a function of the depth of flow y. Already I explained the graphical representation. This is the graphical representation between the depth of flow y and this specific energy. Here the equation 3 can be represented in the form of a curve, that is called specific energy curve. This curve ACB is the graphical representation of the equation 3. E is equal to y plus q square divided by 2z a square. That equation is represented graphically in the form of this curve ACB called specific energy curve. In this curve at point C, the specific energy becomes minimum. At point C on the curve, the specific energy is minimum. That is called the minimum specific energy. At a minimum specific energy, the depth of water flow in the channel is called the critical depth of water flow by C. At a minimum specific energy, the depth of water flow in the open channel is called the critical depth of water flow. So we can define the critical depth of water flow. In the short answers, you may get this question. Define the critical depth in open channel. The critical depth is the depth of water flow in the open channel at which the specific energy of water flow is minimum. That depth is called the critical depth of water flow, and the velocity of water flow at a critical depth is called critical velocity, indicated as Vc. So in this graph, we can observe at point C, the specific energy is minimum. Then the depth of water flow at minimum specific energy is called the critical depth. The velocity of water flow at critical depth is called critical velocity. And also in the previous classes, I explained the depth y2 and depth y1. These two are called the alternative depths, because at both depth y2, depth y1, we have the same magnitude of specific energy. Y2 is more than Yc, so this Y2 is the subcritical flow. If the depth of water flow is more than the critical depth, the velocity of water flow is less than the critical velocity, then that water flow in the channel is called subcritical flow. The depth Y1 is less than the critical depth Yc, and at depth Y1, the velocity of water flow is more than the critical velocity, then this water flow at depth y1 is called supercritical water flow. Already in the previous classes, we discussed this graphical representation, alternative depths, critical depth, and critical velocity. And in the last class, I explained the minimum specific energy condition. So observe this graph. At point C, the specific energy is minimum. Then the depth of water flow at minimum specific energy is called the critical depth, indicated as Yc. The velocity of water flow at a critical depth is called the critical velocity. Now we are going to discuss that minimum specific energy condition in open channel water flow. That is an important discussion. The minimum specific energy of water flow in the open channel. Then coming to that equation 3, we discussed already that equation 3. The equation 3 is the specific energy E is equal to y plus q square divided by 2z a square. From that equation 3, we can observe the specific energy depending on the depth of flow y. Since the specific energy depending on the depth of flow y, the specific energy is minimum when dE by dy equal to 0. That is the required condition. The specific energy is minimum when dE by dy. This y is the depth of water flow. If dE by dy equal to 0, then the specific energy is minimum. At minimum specific energy, the depth of water flow is called the critical depth of water flow. And in the last class, I explained the differentiation dE by dy equal to 0 by substituting the equation 3 in place of the specific energy E. So check this differentiation. dE by dy equal to d by dy of, this is the equation 3, y plus q square by 2z a square. Here this y, depth of water flow, A is wetted area. Wetted area is also the function of the depth of water flow y. So observe this differentiation. First term, d by dy of y is 1, and in the second term, consider this q, discharge q as constant. So q square by 2z is constant in the second term. Q square by 2z is constant in the second term. So it will comes out the differentiation. So this differentiation of second term is q square by 2z into d by dy of 1 by a square. So the second term differentiation q square by 2z into d by dy of 1 by a square. Since this a is a function of depth of water flow y, d by dy of 1 by a square is minus 2 divided by a cube into dA by dy. So here d by dy of 1 by a square, d by dy of 1 by a square is minus 2 divided by a cube into dA by dy. So this differentiation d by dy of y plus q square by 2z a square is 1 minus 2q square divided by 2z a cube into dA by dy equal to 0. Simplify this equation. Simplify this equation by taking this one to the right hand side. Then this equation becomes as 2q square divided by 2z a cube into dA by dy equal to 1. Cancel this 2 on the left hand side. This equation changes as q square by 2z a cube into dA by dy equal to 1. From this you will get this dA by dy value. dA by dy equal to 2z a cube divided by q square. Equation 4. Please note down this equation 4. We are discussing the minimum specific energy condition in the open channel. The specific energy in the open channel is minimum if dE by dy equal to 0. From this differentiation we got this equation 4. dA by dy equal to g a cube divided by q square. Now find out this dA by dy in the open channel. To find out this dA by dy value in this open channel, we consider at this water surface, at this top water surface, we consider a thin water layer. From this water surface, consider a thin water layer to find out this value of dA by dy. Let this height of this water layer is dy. Take this height of this thin water layer as dy. Then this top width at water surface is t. In open channels, the top width is taken as t. Now check this thin water layer. This thin water layer is approximately a rectangle. The thin water layer is a rectangle. In that rectangle, the width of rectangle is t, height of rectangle is dy. Take the wetted area of this thin water layer as dA. If dA is the wetted area of this thin water layer, that wetted area is equal to width t into height dy. So dA is equal to t into dy for this thin water layer at the top water surface. So we got this equation for that water layer. dA is equal to t into dy. From this dA by dy is equal to top width t. So by using this water layer, from this top water surface, we calculated that value of dA by dy that comes to t. Take that as equation 5. Substitute this equation 5 in equation 4. Then this combination. The combination of equation 4 and equation 5 gives us as t is equal to q a cube g a cube divided by q square. So by using that equation 4, equation 5, you will get the result as the top width t is equal to g a cube divided by q square. Rearrange the terms in this equation. Rearrange the terms. Take this q square to the left side. Take this t to the right side. So this equation becomes as q square is equal to ga cube divided by t. Take this g also to the left side. This equation is changing as q square by z is equal to a cube by t. Just modify this equation by taking this q square to the left side and g to the left side and this top with t to the right side. This equation becomes as q square by z is equal to a cube by t. Please note down this equation 6 also. At minimum specific energy condition. Minimum specific energy condition means at critical depth. That is very important. At minimum specific energy condition, the depth of water flow is critical depth yc. So at minimum specific energy condition, q square by z is equal to a cube by t, equation 6. Then coming to the channel flow, the water flow in the open channel. In the open channel water flow, the velocity of water flow V is equal to discharge divided by wetted area, and in the open channel water flow, the hydraulic depth D is equal to wetted area divided by top width T. So in the open channel water flow, the velocity of water flow V is equal to Q by A, discharge by area, and the hydraulic depth D is equal to A by T. Then coming to this equation 6, just modify this equation 6 on the right side. Write this A cube on the right side. This A cube as A square into A. Right? Separate this A cube as A square into A. Bring that A square to the left side. So I consider this equation 6. Q square by z is equal to a cube by t. Separate this a cube into a square into a. Separate this a cube as a square into a. Bring that a square to the left side. This equation becomes as q square divided by a square into z. We separate this a cube as a square into a, and we brought that a square to the left side. So this equation 6 changes as q square by a square into z is equal to a by t. Then in the left side, q square by a square. Q by a is velocity v. So q square by a square is velocity square. So this equation changes as v square by z is equal to d. Divide this equation with d on both sides. Divide this equation with the hydraulic depth d on both sides, or take this d to the left side. This equation becomes as v square by d into z, or v square by g into d is equal to 1. So divide this entire equation with hydraulic depth d on both sides. So on the left side, v square divided by zd. On the right side, d divided by d, that is equal to 1. So from this equation, you will get the result as v square by zd is equal to 1. Take the square root on both sides. So root of v square by zd is v by root zd, and root 1 is 1. So from this equation, after taking that square root on both sides, you will get finally the equation as v divided by root zd is equal to 1. This is the equation for minimum specific energy condition. We got this equation for minimum specific energy equation. So please follow this concept carefully. The equation 4 is the minimum specific energy condition. That is dA by dy is equal to ga cube divided by q square. Equation 4, the minimum specific energy condition. Equation 5, dA by dy equal to top width t, minimum specific energy condition. Equation 6, q square by z is equal to a cube by t, minimum specific energy condition. Then the final equation, v by root zd is equal to 1. It is also for the minimum specific energy condition. Please always keep in mind, whenever the specific energy is minimum, the depth of water flow is critical depth. We call that water flow at minimum specific energy as the critical flow. At minimum specific energy, the water flow in the channel is called the critical flow. So from that minimum specific energy, we got that equation V by root ZD is equal to 1. But in open channel water flow, V by root ZD is the Froude number Fr. V divided by root ZD, that is the inertia force divided by gravity force. That is the final form of V by root ZD, inertia force by gravity force, that is called the Froude number. So at a minimum specific energy, the Froude number V by root ZD is equal to 1. So this is the minimum specific energy discussion. In that minimum specific energy, we got this result V by root ZD equal to 1. We use V by root ZD as the Froude number Fr. So at minimum specific energy, the Froude number is equal to 1. Just now I explained the minimum specific energy is happened at critical depth YC. When the water flow in the open channel is at critical depth, we call that water flow as critical flow in the channel. So from this we can understand, if the water flow in the channel is critical flow, the specific energy is minimum, the depth of water flow is critical depth. At that condition, the Froude number of water flow equal to 1. You may get the question in the examination. Prove that at a minimum specific energy, Froude number equal to 1. Then you have to answer this entire discussion. dE by dy equal to 0. From that, prepare the equation 4. dA by dy equal to Ga cube divided by q square. Prepare the equation 5. dA by dy equal to T. Substitute the equation 5 in equation 4. So T is equal to G A cube divided by q square. Then V is equal to, prepare the equation 6. Q square by Z is equal to A cube by T. Substitute V is equal to Q by A. D is equal to A by T. Simplify the equation 6 and you will get the result as the Froude number equal to 1. So at a minimum specific energy, the Froude number equal to 1. The minimum specific energy water flow is called the critical water flow. So from this we can observe, at critical water flow, the Froude number equal to 1. That means when the Froude number of water flow in the open channel is 1, then we can call that water flow as the critical water flow at critical depth and at critical velocity with minimum specific energy. Then we are going to discuss further the condition of minimum specific energy. What happens to discharge of water flow at a minimum specific energy? If and all the water flow in the channel is with the minimum specific energy, what is the discharge of water flow in the open channel? To discuss the discharge of water flow Q at a minimum specific energy, consider the equation 3. Please remember that equation 3. Can anybody give that equation 3? If you noted that equation 3 in the note says, please give me the response. What is that equation 3? If anybody noted that equation 3 in the note says, please give me the response. What is that equation 3 we discussed in this specific energy?
Y plus Q square by 2G square, sir.
Yes. E is equal to, please follow that equation 3. E, specific energy E equal to, in terms of discharge Q, specific energy E is equal to Y plus Q square divided by 2Z A square. So observe the equation 3. E on the left hand side, E is equal to Y plus Q square by 2Z A square. Take that right hand Y to the left side. Take that right hand Y to the left side. That equation 3 becomes as E minus Y. Please listen this carefully. If we bring that Y to the left side, the equation 3 becomes as E minus Y is equal to Q square by 2Z A square. From that, Q square is equal to, the discharge Q square is equal to 2Z A square into E minus Y. From that, the discharge Q is equal to root of 2G A square into E minus Y. So by simplifying that equation 3, once again, please follow that equation 3, E is equal to Y plus Q square divided by 2z a square. Bring that y to the left hand side. That equation 3 becomes as E minus y. E is the specific energy, y is the depth of water flow. E minus y is equal to q square divided by 2z a square. From that, the discharge q square is equal to 2z a square into E minus y. From that, the discharge q is equal to root 2g a square into E minus y. So from equation 3, I prepare this discharge of water flow in the open channel. According to equation 3, the discharge q is equal to root 2z a square into E minus y. Simplify this right hand side. If you simplify this right hand side, this right hand side becomes as root 2 into z. Root 2 into z, root of a square is a into root E minus y. So in the open channel flow, in terms of specific energy E and in terms of depth of water flow y, we can write the discharge q of water flow as q is equal to root 2z into wetted area A into root E minus y. Take that as equation 7. Now, by using this equation 7, we are going to discuss what happens to this discharge q at a minimum specific energy condition. So, remember that equation 7 in order to understand the condition of the discharge at a minimum specific energy in the open channel flow. Now, check this. You know that it is clear from equation 7. Already I explained that equation 7. What is that equation 7? Discharge q is equal to root 2z into wetted area A into root of E minus y. In that equation 7, consider the specific energy E as constant. Take the specific energy E in the equation 7 as constant. You know that the wetted area A depending on depth of flow y. So from equation 7, we can understand that at a constant specific energy E, the discharge q is depending on the depth of flow y. So that is from equation 7 observation. In that equation 7, if I take the specific energy E as constant, then we can observe from equation 7 that at a constant specific energy, the wetted area depending on depth of flow y. So from equation 7, we can observe at a constant specific energy E, the discharge of water flow in the channel is a function of depth of flow y. Then since the discharge q is depending on depth of flow y, from equation 7, you can prepare at a constant specific energy, the discharge becomes maximum when dq by dy equal to 0. So check that equation 7. According to equation 7, discharge q is equal to root 2z into wetted area A into root E minus y. If that E, specific energy E, is taken as constant, from equation 7, we can conclude that the discharge q in the open channel is depending on the depth of flow y. Since the discharge q for constant specific energy E depending on depth of flow y, from equation 7 we can conclude that the discharge q is maximum when dq by dy equal to 0. So from equation 7, at a constant specific energy, we can conclude that the discharge of water flow q is maximum when dq by dy equal to 0. Now find out this differentiation dq by dy. It is d by dy of, please follow this differentiation carefully. It is d by dy of, substitute that equation 7 at this discharge q. So it is d by dy of discharge q is root 2z into A into root E minus y. That is the discharge q from equation 7. In this equation, root 2z is constant and A is the parameter, the wetted area depending on depth of flow y. A is not constant. This wetted area is a function of depth of flow y. and also we are having this depth of flow y. Even though E is constant, specific energy is constant, again we have in this term this depth of flow y. So in this entire term, root 2z is constant, so take it outside the differentiation. So this d by dy of root 2z into a into root e minus y is root 2z into d by dy of a into root e minus y. A wetted area, function of depth of flow y. So this a is not constant. So this differentiation is root 2z into d by dy of a into root e minus y. This is in the form of, please listen everyone, this is in the form of d by dx of u into v. U is a, v is root e minus y. You know that d by dx of uv is equal to v into du by dx plus u into dv by dx. Apply the differentiation here. Apply the differentiation d by dx of uv in this right hand side. Root 2z constant, take it outside. So this first term, first one is v. V is root e minus y. V into d by dy of u, that is da by dy. So simplify this differentiation. D by dy of a into root e minus y. So it is v root e minus y into da by dy plus u, that is a, into d by dy of v root e minus y. So this differentiation d by dy of root 2z into a into root e minus y is equal to root 2z into root e minus y into da by dy plus a into d by dy of root e minus y. Then here this d by dy of root e minus y. This is d by dy of root a minus x form. D by dy of root a minus x is equal to 1 divided by 2 root x, 2 root a minus y, a minus x into minus 1. That is d by dx of, please follow the differentiation, d by dx of root a minus x is equal to 1 divided by 2 root a minus x into minus 1. So this d by dy of root e minus y, this differentiation is 1 divided by root e minus y, 1 divided by root e minus y into minus 1, that is this value. So simplify this differentiation carefully. Simplify this differentiation. So it is root 2z, that is constant, into the first term as it is root e minus y into da by dy, as it is root e minus y into da by dy, and this a, it comes here, this a is coming here, and this dy of root e minus y, this is important. D by dy of root e minus y is minus 1 by 2 into root e minus y. So this is the differentiation of d by dy of root e minus y. So from this you are getting the final equation as root 2z into root e minus y da by dy minus a into 1 divided by 2 root e minus y equal to 0. Then in this equation, root 2z is not equal to 0. So only this remaining term, root e minus y da by dy minus a into 1 by 2 root e minus y equal to 0. Bring this second term to the right side. This equation becomes as root e minus y into da by dy is equal to a into 1 by 2 root e minus y. Up to this equation, if anybody is having doubt, please ask me. We are discussing the discharge in this specific energy condition. What is the discharge of water flow in the specific energy? So to discuss the discharge in the specific energy from equation 3, we prepare the discharge Q. Discharge Q from equation 3. Q is equal to root 2z into wetted area A into root e minus y. From that equation, we can observe if the specific energy is constant, the discharge Q depending on depth of flow Y. Since the discharge Q depending on depth of flow Y, the discharge Q is maximum if dq by dy equal to 0. That is from equation 7. Wetted area depending on depth of flow Y. So from equation 7, we can observe, we can conclude at a constant specific energy E, the discharge Q is maximum when dq by dy equal to 0. Then we simplified that differentiation dq by dy equal to 0. So dq by dy is equal to d by dy of, substitute that equation 7 in the place of q, equation 7 root 2z into a into root e minus y. Root 2z is constant, take it outside the differentiation. So that is root 2z into d by dy of a into root e minus y. That d by dy of a into root e minus y, this differentiation. Root 2z is constant, take it outside. So d by dy of a into root e minus y. Apply that basic formula d by dx of u into v. D by dx of u into v is equal to v into du by dx plus u into dv by dx. Substitute that formula here. Here v is root e minus y, u is a. So this first term v root e minus y into dA by dy plus second term u, that is a, into d by dy of root e minus y. The first term as it is, no change in the first term. So it is root 2z into root e minus y into dA by dy, whereas in the second term this a, wetted area, and this differentiation d by dy of root e minus y is equal to 1 divided by 2 root e minus y into minus 1. That is the second term. 1 divided by 2 root e minus y into minus 1. Since root 2z is not equal to 0, only this remaining term equal to 0. So in this remaining term, take this second term to the right side. You will get from this equation root e minus y into dA by dy equal to a into 1 divided by 2 root e minus y. Then simplify further this equation. Simplify further that equation by bringing, by substituting the dA by dy value. Already in this discussion, we calculated this dA by dy value. We know that in that open channel flow, dA by dy equal to top width T. In the today's class also, I explained this differentiation, this value dA by dy, by considering thin water layer near the top water surface, the wetted area dA equal to top width T into the height of the water layer dy. So you will get dA equal to T into dy, from that dA by dy equal to top width T. So in the previous equation, in terms of dA by dy, substitute this top width T. So what is that previous equation? This is the previous equation. In that equation, substitute dA by dy equal to top width T. So this equation becomes as root e minus y into T is equal to a into 1 divided by 2 root e minus y. That is this equation. So root e minus y into T is equal to a into 1 divided by 2 root e minus y. Bring this root e minus y to the left side. Only this root e minus y to the left side. So it is a root e minus y into root e minus y, that is e minus y. E is the specific energy, we consider it as constant. So from this equation, if you bring this root e minus y to the left side, you will get the equation as e minus y into top width T is equal to a by 2. So please check this carefully. E minus y into T is equal to a by 2. Now, what is this e minus y? From equation 3, please listen carefully. From equation 3, E is equal to y plus q square divided by 2za cube. That is equation 3. In that equation 3, bring that y to the left side. The equation 3 becomes as e minus y is equal to q square divided by 2za cube. So bring that y to the left side in the equation 3. That equation 3, if you bring that y to the left side, from equation 3 we can observe this e minus y is equal to q square divided by 2z square. So here in this place of e minus y, in this place of e minus y, substitute this value from equation 3. E minus y is equal to q square divided by 2z square. So this equation becomes as q square divided by 2z square, that is e minus y. Q square divided by 2z square into top width t is equal to a by 2. So by modifying this equation, by you applying the equation 3, e minus y from equation 3, q square by 2z square. So this equation is modified as q square by 2z square into t is equal to a by 2. Cancel this 2 on both sides. If you cancel this t on both sides and bring this a square to the left side, right side. Now check that modification in this equation. So cancel that 2 on both sides. So by cancelling that 2 on both sides, that previous equation becomes as q square divided by 2z square into t is equal to a. Q square by 2z square into t equal to a. Modify this equation slightly. Bring this a square to the right side. A square into a becomes a cube. So q square by z into t is equal to a cube. Bring this t also to the right side. Then this equation finally becomes as q square by z is equal to a cube by t. Q square by z is equal to a cube by t. We got this equation. Q square by z is equal to a cube by t for the maximum discharge condition. So in the today's class, we discussed maximum discharge in the specific energy of water flow in open channel. In that specific energy discussion, the discharge is maximum when dq by dy equal to 0. By using the differentiation dq by dy equal to 0, we got this final equation q square by z is equal to a cube by t. Please check this equation. Q square by z equal to a cube by t is the equation 6. In the today's class, I explained that equation 6. Q square by z equal to a cube by t is equation 6. That equation 6 is applicable only for the minimum specific energy. So if you use this equation for the maximum discharge condition, please catch this carefully. Everyone catch this carefully. We got this q square by z equal to a cube by t for the maximum discharge condition. But we also got the same equation for the minimum specific energy condition. That is equation 6 in the minimum specific energy dE by dy equal to 0. So by using these two results, the maximum discharge condition q square by z equal to a cube by t, the minimum specific energy condition q square by z equal to a cube by t. Since in the minimum specific energy condition, maximum discharge condition, we got the same equation. We got this same equation for both maximum discharge condition and also minimum specific energy condition. From that, we can conclude that an important conclusion. We can conclude that since this equation q square by z equal to a cube by t is applicable for both maximum discharge condition as well as minimum specific energy condition, we can conclude that the discharge in the open channel flow is maximum. Whatever that open channel, please, whether it is rectangle, trapezoidal, triangle, circular, or river, whatever it may be, whatever the open channel flow, the discharge in that open channel is maximum when that specific energy of open channel is minimum. Please listen this carefully. From that equation q square by z equal to a cube by t, that equation is applicable at a minimum specific energy and also maximum discharge condition. Since that equation is same for minimum specific energy as well as maximum discharge condition, we can conclude that the discharge of water flow in the open channel is maximum when the water flow is at minimum specific energy. But we know that the specific energy is minimum at critical depth. Since the specific energy is minimum at critical depth, we can again make an important conclusion that the discharge of water flow in the open channel is maximum at critical depth. When the depth of water flow in the channel is at critical depth, then the discharge of water flow in the open channel is maximum discharge. This is the final result of the specific energy and critical depth concept in open channels. So in the previous classes, one student asked me, why we are calculating this specific energy? We are calculating this specific energy to find out whether that discharge in the open channel is maximum or other value. If that specific energy is minimum, then the discharge of water flow in the channel is maximum. At a minimum specific energy, the depth of water flow is called critical depth. So the discharge of water flow in the open channel, whatever the channel may be, rectangle, trapezoidal, triangle, circular, parabola, or it is a river or a stream, whatever it may be. If the depth of water flow in the open channel is at a critical depth, then the discharge of that water flow in the channel is maximum discharge. At a critical depth, the specific energy is minimum. So the discharge is maximum either at a critical depth or at the minimum specific energy. So this is the concept of specific energy and critical depth in open channel flow. With this concept is completed. If anybody is having doubt in this specific energy and critical depth, please ask me. Yesterday I posted the specific energy lecture videos in the WhatsApp group. Please go through them and also go through this today's class. Already in the previous class we discussed minimum specific energy condition, dE by dy equal to 0. We got the equation 4, we got equation 5, we got equation 6 in that minimum specific energy condition. Please everyone check that equation 6 in the minimum specific energy condition, q square by z equal to aq by t. That is the equation 6 in minimum specific energy condition. In the today's class, I explained the maximum discharge condition, dq by dy equal to 0. From that maximum discharge condition, we got the same equation, q square by z equal to aq by t. So this equation is same for minimum specific energy condition and also maximum discharge condition. So from that we can make the conclusion that the discharge of water flow in the open channel is maximum when the specific energy in the open channel is minimum. But the specific energy is minimum. The specific energy is minimum when the depth of water flow is at critical depth yc. So we can finally conclude that the discharge of water flow in the open channel is maximum when the depth of water flow is at critical depth. That is the final result of this entire discussion of specific energy and critical depth. So if anybody is having doubt, please ask me. If anybody is having doubt regarding this discussion of specific energy and critical depth, please ask me. If you don't have doubt, please give me the response also. Any doubt regarding this specific energy, critical depth, maximum discharge, minimum specific energy? Okay, thank you. Now we are going to apply this concept of specific energy for only one open channel, that is rectangular channel. Most of you are having doubt where we can use this specific energy. So to clarify that doubt of most of the students, I am going to discuss the application of this specific energy only for one type of channel, that is rectangular channel. If you are interested, you can use this specific energy concept for the remaining channels, trapezoidal, circular, parabola, or some other channels. So for your doubt clarification, I am going to discuss this application of specific energy for one type of channel, that is rectangular channel. Please go through that application of specific energy for that rectangular open channel. So I am going to discuss this application of specific energy for rectangular channel. Please give me the response. Dear students, can you see this slide on the cell phones? Critical flow in rectangular channel.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now everyone, please listen this carefully. We are going to discuss the specific energy application in rectangular channel. In the previous discussion, I explained the specific energy is minimum when the depth of water flow is at critical depth YC. We know that at a critical depth the discharge is also maximum. Please keep those concepts in mind and follow this critical flow in the rectangular channel. So here we are going to discuss that specific energy and critical depth in rectangular channel. To discuss that, I consider this rectangular channel. So check this rectangular channel, open channel. The width is B and the depth of flow in this rectangular channel is at a critical depth, that is YC. Please keep in mind, at a critical depth the specific energy is minimum and the discharge of water flow is maximum. Already I explained in the most economical section. We discussed in the most economical section, when the discharge is maximum, we consider the channel as most economical. Whereas in the second case, the discharge is maximum if the depth of flow is critical depth. So always with focused mind, follow the concepts carefully. In the last classes, we discussed this most economical rectangular channel. This rectangular channel is most economical if discharge is maximum. From that we got a result. In this most economical rectangular channel, the depth of flow y is equal to half the width. If you remember that, please refresh. Y is equal to b by 2. The discharge is maximum. Then we can call this rectangular channel as most economical. But here again we consider this rectangular channel with maximum discharge, but by using the critical depth concept. So here we consider the rectangular channel of width B having the depth of flow as critical depth YC. Once this depth of flow is critical depth, the specific energy is maximum and the discharge of water, the specific energy is minimum and the discharge of water flow is maximum. So we are going to discuss the concept of the critical depth specific energy in the rectangular channel. Please go through those steps. We consider the rectangular channel of width B. B is the width of the rectangular channel. We assume the depth of water flow in the rectangular channel is YC. Then take Q. Q is the total discharge. Q is the total discharge of water flow in the rectangular channel, that is capital Q followed by the small q. So observe this small q carefully. This small q is the discharge of water flow per unit width of channel, whereas this q is the total discharge and this small q is the discharge of water flow per unit width of channel section. Since it is a unit width, this small q is unit width and q is the total discharge. The relation between this capital Q is the total discharge for the total width B, whereas small q is the discharge per unit width. So the relation between the capital Q and small q is this small q is equal to capital Q by B. Small q is the discharge per unit width. Capital Q is the discharge per total width B. So the relation is small q, the discharge of water flow per unit width, is equal to the total discharge of water flow Q divided by width B. So we are discussing the critical depth in rectangular channel. So we consider the rectangular channel of width B. We assume in the rectangular channel the depth of water flow is at critical depth YC. So we assume the water depth in the rectangular channel is at critical depth YC. Then in the rectangular channel, we know this equation of wetted area. Wetted area of rectangular channel is width B into depth of flow, B into Y. Since in this discussion that depth is critical depth YC, in this discussion the wetted area A is equal to B into depth of flow YC, and in the rectangular channel the top width T is equal to the width of channel B. Then coming to these two discharges carefully, capital Q, total discharge of water flow for the entire width B, whereas small q, the discharge of water flow per unit width of channel section. Then the relation between the small q and capital Q is small q is equal to capital Q by B, or capital Q is equal to small q into B, because capital Q is the total discharge of water flow for the entire width B, and small q is the discharge of water flow per unit width. So that capital Q is equal to small q into the width B. From that, small q is equal to capital Q divided by B. We know that in the previous discussion number of times we discussed, when that depth is at critical depth, when the depth of water flow is at critical depth, specific energy is minimum. If the specific energy is minimum, as per the equation 6, I hope you noted that equation 6 in the notes says, as per equation 6, q square by z is equal to aq by t. We discussed this in the today's class also, in the minimum specific energy condition and also the maximum discharge condition. In dE by dy equal to 0, we got this equation. In dq by dy equal to 0, we got this equation. So I explained in the previous classes and also in the today's classes, in both minimum specific energy as well as the maximum discharge condition, we have this equation q square by z equal to aq by t in open channel. So when the depth is at critical depth, if the depth of water flow in the open channel is critical depth, the specific energy is minimum, the discharge is maximum. So at critical depth, we can apply this equation in the open channel, q square by z equal to aq by t. In this equation, since we are discussing the rectangular channel, this wetted area A is equal to B into YC. So A cube is B into YC whole cube divided by top width is T, and this is small q square by z as it is. So no change in the right hand side, whereas in the left hand side, the wetted area B into YC whole cube divided by top width T is equal to q square by z. Simplify this equation on the left hand side, B cube YC cube divided by B, 1B will cancel. So this left hand side becomes as B square into YC cube is equal to q square by z as it is, q square by z. Take this B square to the right hand side, this equation becomes as YC cube is equal to capital Q square divided by B square into z. So from this, in the rectangular channel section, the critical depth YC YC equation in the rectangular channel. The critical depth YC in the rectangular channel is Q square divided by V square into Z whole power 1 by 3. But you know that capital Q divided by B is equal to small q. That is a discharge per unit width. So small q is equal to capital Q divided by B. So this Q square by B square is equal to small q square. So here this equation right hand side Q square divided by B square is small q square. So you will get YC. Critical depth YC is equal to Q square by Z whole power 1 by 3. And I can also write this equation I can also write Q square by B square as small q square. So I can also write this YC cube is equal to small q square divided by Z, equation 1. So we started the critical depth in rectangular channel by using this condition. At critical depth in open channel, Q square by Z equal to AQ by T. From this we got this first result. In the rectangular channel, YC cube is equal to Q square by V square into Z. That is also equal to small q square by Z, equation 1. Okay students, I will stop here. We will continue this rectangular critical depth condition in the next class. And if you have any doubts regarding this today's class, you please post your doubts in the WhatsApp. I will clarify those doubts by giving the answers to the doubts. Okay, with this, I am going to stop the class. We will continue the discussion